Hey everyone, what is going on and welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're getting into another episode of the operator guides. We have 2 attackers left to go, so we're definitely pushing down all these operators and we are nearly ready to get into the redos of some of these guides, and then I don't know what I'm going to upload on Sundays anymore. But with that said though, today we're obviously getting into Blitz, as you can tell by the title. And if you do find this video enjoyable at all, do make sure to like the video, drop a sub notification bell, and also make sure to come check out my Twitch streams. Links in the description down below. I'd love to see more of you guys there. And just to kind of like reiterate what we're trying to do at the moment, I really don't know how I can give the best tips with Blitz, I'm not gonna lie. So just a little warning for the start of the video. I'm no Blitz main. If you are looking for a Blitz main's opinion on this isn't the video. But I understand basics of operators, and that's what we try to go over in these videos, and just give like a sort of beginner's guide to what we can do to make Blitz a better playable character. And if you find this video useful or not useful, let me know in the comments below so I can make better videos, or if they're already good enough, just let me know. And with that said, let's get into it. So as always, we're going to start off with the weapon review, then we're going to move on to the gadget utilization and finish off with the operator strategies. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Blitz has the primary weapon of the G52 Tactical Shield, which is just a shield. It is a shield. Blitz has the special ability though of when he's running that his shield stays in front of him. It doesn't swing side to side. It did used to, but when Montang and Fuse run with their shield, it swings side to side, completely exposing their face. Blitz has the ability where if you run straight, the shields, or if you run anywhere, the shield stays in front of you. He puts his gun finger, I think it's in front, on the shield, and then the other one on wherever else he puts it, and then you basically just do a shield charge pretty much with the shield in front of you, and that's what happens when you are running with Blitz. So there's a little bit of a difference compared to the other shield operators, if you didn't know already, which is what makes him more of the offensive shield operator out of the 3. I feel like this is definitely the one to go to if you feel like playing an offensive shield. Obviously, if you want to play offensive, I think there's much better options than Blitz, but he still does have effectivity and he has his own utility, but obviously you have to know how to use it, as he's a shield operator, which puts him at a disadvantage. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about right now, I'm stuttering a lot. Puts him at a disadvantage against other operators because he is obviously limited by a shield and a pistol in his loadout instead of an AR, etc. But you can still make it work just with practice. So reiterating this point is so the shield, it basically, I've covered everything about the shield. It has a 30 mobility, that's the only stat it really has here. Obviously if you melee someone this thing, it will injure them straight away, and obviously if you hold down your aim button with this thing, it will go to your secondary weapon, which is the what's it called again? The P12. That's his only other weapon. It's his only weapon you can bring. So he has basically a fixed loadout. He has the shield and he has the P12. So these are your 2 options you have. Obviously, if you want to shoot people, you just aim in normally. He'll aim over that shield, and he'll put out the 44 damage on a trigger finger fire rate that the P12 has to offer. And otherwise, you just utilize the shield for melee damage, etc. And that's basically his weapon loadout. I'm not gonna lie, there's really nothing else to talk about. He has access to smoke grenades and breach charges as his gadgets. As someone who plays Blitz, as someone playing Blitz, sorry, I think the breach charges will fit the loadout a little bit more, because I think smoke grenades are cool and all, but you have access to flashbangs in your shield. So I think if you team that up with a breach charge, you can definitely get some surprise attacks in, and can probably bring effectivity with Blitz a little bit more than what you already have. So I think the breach charge is definitely the valuable pick out of those 2, but if you feel like smoke grenades fits your playstyle better, go ahead. And that is the weapon review. There was really nothing to review, so let's get into the gadget utilization, which is obviously the shield. You'll notice that I didn't talk about this at all when I was going over the weapon review, because I wanted to make it a specific gadget utilization. But yeah, so it's a flash. Well, it says here, triggers a flash attached to his ballistic shield to temporarily blind enemies. That is essentially all it does. So you have whatever it is attached to the front of your shield that gives you the ability to flashbang people, and you have access to 5 of these across. You can use them whenever you want throughout the round, and it's literally just a short range flashbang pretty much. As I said just then, they are incredibly short range. You have to be quite close to people to actually effectively flash them, and I'm not sure how it works works with whether they're looking at you or not, because I think they do have to be somewhat looking at you, unless you are like on top of them pretty much. So the closer you are, the longer the flashbang will last, just like a real flashbang, but obviously it just has more of a smaller proximity, makes it a little bit more difficult to catch people and stuff like that, which is obviously handy but not handy. Obviously having 5 flashbangs in your shield can come in handy, especially when you're rushing people down, like I was saying before, with that rush ability. But otherwise he does also have a lot of disadvantages due to the fact that his flash has basically no range on it at all, and you have to get really close. But that's something you can do with the shield operator, so you can kind of work around the disadvantages and make it work for what you want to make it work for. So with that said, I think the best way to utilize this shield is obviously to get close to people, as I was just pointing out before, trying to get up in their face as much as you can, obviously without trying to kill yourself. When someone's peeking you want to try and make sure the front of your shield is facing them at all times. That means basically they can only see your hand. I think they can see your hand on the one of the sides. They might be able to get an angle on your head if they have some sort of elevation, but other than that, you want to make sure you keep the shield face on. If you want to try and cover up your body the most possible that you can, you want to be crouched. But if you want to try and gather ground and gain on an enemy quicker, you're obviously going to want to sprint, but that's going to expose your feet, and a smart enemy is probably going to rotate his shots towards your feet after that, which means the best way to push someone is to try to readjust between those two and try and find a good balance where you're only taking as minimal damage as possible to get the kill with the melee. Obviously, to get the kill with the melee, you can also team this up with the flash that you have access to in your shield. If you get close enough, flash them, it should send them oblivious. Then you'll have a bracket of time to get up in their face and get that melee down or that shot down, depending on how far away you are and who's around you, where you might be in the side or you might be like on the complete opposite floor. If you're on the opposite floor, I'd try and suggest meleeing, because it's more of a guaranteed hit. You have a bigger melee range than a knife does, I'm pretty sure, with your shield, so you have more room to hit someone and not miss. And you also just have more efficiency with the shield, because obviously when someone's flashbang, they can still move around. Some people are obviously going to get flashbang and just walk into a wall thinking they're moving somewhere efficient, and some people will actually like utilize their incredible map knowledge and like literally just keep running and act like they're not flashed. And that's something you may have to deal with as a Blitz player. That is something you have to deal with whenever someone gets flashbanged. If you're versing someone with really good map knowledge, they can basically, they know where they are when they get flashed, obviously, and they can kind of work their way out of there, even though they're flashbanged, which may make it a little bit more difficult for you as the Blitz to get in there while they're flashed, because they're still moving around in a way, trying to escape you, obviously. It really just depends where you get flashed, whether you're able to escape this, whether you're able to escape when you flash. Like me personally, if I'm like mid spin or something and I get flashed, I'm not going anywhere. But if I'm holding a certain angle and I know where I'm at and I get flashed, I usually do utilize a little bit of map knowledge that I have in my head to get the hell out of there, hopefully effectively. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because sometimes you try to like cut a corner and you end up not cutting the corner, and then you get stuck and then you get shot in the back. Obviously flashbangs are kind of like that, and you just have to kind of look out for these signs as a Blitz player. You have to obviously look out for even if you flash them, if they even got flashed or they're out of range. Do they know where they're going, or are they stuck, and is it time to capitalize on these enemies? I think if you look out for all of these certain dot points, I think you'll be fine, and you'll probably be able to catch a few kills as the Blitz player. And Blitz is obviously someone who you should probably focus on roam clearing with. I feel like that's where you're most effective. Obviously, if you're pushing 5 people at once in a site, you're probably going to get cross peek, stuff like that, and you don't have full body protection. You're going to get shot from somewhere. You're not Montang, and even Montang has basically no protection on his back. So, and you're Blitz, which is even less protection than Montang. So don't really try and push cross angles. But if you want to try and clear roamers, I feel like this is where, because if a roamer comes into you, they really have nowhere to go unless gapped back to site, and 99% of the time they'll probably run into another attacker on your team on the way there, because they won't be caring about like staying stealthy, stuff like that, playing tactical. They'll either decide to focus on you or they'll run off. Running off usually leads to them getting killed, because as I said, they drop their guard, they're just trying to get away from you, and then they just get shot in the back. And then the alternative is they'll try and attack you, which hopefully after this guide you can kind of utilize the strategies I've given you to hopefully maybe kill them and get the frag. So either way, it should work out for you, but don't get me wrong, it doesn't always go your way. They might just whip out some bullshit ass, I don't know, just swing your head and just tap you in like the top of your head, like, and then you just die, and then you rage, stuff like I don't know. But with that said, I think that basically outlines everything I would give in terms of Blitz's gadget utilization. I know that was a long bracket of talking, but I think there's a few things to outline if you want to actually effectively play him. I think I covered as much as I could, and I hope that was useful. Now let's get into the operator strategies. Obviously, Blitz is a 2-speed, 2 armor. I think he definitely fits the fragger role the most. I think Blitz doesn't really have any support capabilities at all. Although he's a shield, he's not Montang. He can't really cover anyone. He has a self-oriented shield. It's mainly for him, and I think you need to focus on that if you are to be playing Blitz. And otherwise, I think it's just taking advantage of the opportunities you get, capitalizing on them, and obviously just learning from your mistakes if you make them, and stuff like that, just to try and learn as best as you can to play Blitz and make the most effectivity out of him and get more kills with him if you do wish to actually be a Blitz main. Obviously, if I'm going to be completely honest, I suggest that Blitz maining probably isn't the smartest idea. If you really are addicted to shields, I think Montang's probably the best one to learn, but Blitz is a great opportunist in terms of shield fragging, and I think he does actually have a lot of potential, but I just don't think he's not someone you essentially need every game, and if you do main him, you're probably going to get some people who really won't be happy, and definitely don't just pick him because you love him. Like, try and look out for the rest of the team, stuff like that. I think I'm getting out of my way here. Operator strategies, Blitz, just keep it consistent. Keep it as real as you can, try and get those frags in, and that's about all you can do. With that said though, I think that's enough from me. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, drop a sub notification bell, and also make sure to come check out my Twitch streams. Links in the description down below. I stream there every day, just playing whatever I feel like. If you're interested in that, links in the description down below. I'd love to see more people there. I hope this video wasn't too dragged out. If you think it was, let me know down below. If you thought it was good, also let me know. I'd really appreciate the feedback. And otherwise, that's enough from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.